Good afternoon, everybody. Doug Jenkins with the Findlay Hancock County Chamber of Commerce. We are live celebrating another member anniversary. Ashley Pester from Hope House is joining us, celebrating 15 years as a Chamber of Commerce member. Ashley, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me, Doug. Excited about this opportunity.
Absolutely. So let's talk about Hope House. You have a very large presence in Findlay and Hancock County. I think over the years, the organization has done a great job of telling people exactly it is what you do. But for those who might not know, let's talk a little bit about what Hope House is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the mission of Hope House is to provide housing solutions, support, and education to meet the needs of individuals and families facing homelessness in our community. And we really want to invite people into our mission to be a part of the solution or advocate for those who are experiencing homelessness.
So, how do, this is an awkward way to phrase the question, but how do people end up where they need your help and how do they find their way to you?
Yes, I mean, there are a lot of factors. As most people know, we do have a big housing crisis in our community that
Mhm.
many partners are working to address. With that, the lack of affordable housing is really a struggle. After COVID, we've just seen rents increase so drastically and wages not follow that. So it's harder for people to afford their monthly rent. And a lot of times they find themselves one crisis, one illness away from being homeless. Just recently, one of our staff was sharing that one of the rental providers in the community, the cost of their rental for a two-bedroom apartment is up 85% over 3 years ago. And that is a huge increase because people's incomes are
No.
increasing, food's more expensive, gas is more expensive, and we're really just working with people to get them stability and housing any way that we can.
I imagine it would have to drive you nuts when you hear people say, well, people just need to work harder because I don't know that many of us can do anything to increase our income by 85% over that amount of time, or it's pretty difficult to do so.
Yes, and as you know, just your day-to-day costs are increasing as well. Food, gas, more people are feeling the squeeze than before. A person working a minimum wage job in the state of Ohio has to work an average of 70 hours a week. And how are you going to do that and take care of your kids and have good mental health? Sometimes they don't have great and PTO benefits. So if they get sick or one of their children get sick, then they really find themselves in a difficult situation.
You're able to help them through those times, and you're able to help because a lot of people like to help Hope House. There are many different ways to get involved. What are some of the things that you're working on right now that people can help out with?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you know, in the nonprofit community, so many of us are preparing for our year-end events and holiday events. But the first thing that we will do is our Hops for Hope Walk, which is on Thursday, November 12th at Finley Brewing Company. And we will be sharing information about how you can sign up to be a walker participant, also looking for partners in the community for that. And that's just a good introduction to who we are, an awareness about homelessness here in Hancock County, a chance to meet other people who care about this issue as well. And then we'll roll right into our Holiday of Hope and Christmas assistance program. So if you're an individual or business looking to get involved in helping your neighbors in the community, those are two great ways.
Ashley, I know a few people who work at Hope House, and I know that they put in a ton of effort to work at people who are struggling at the hardest times. You guys have a great staff over there, and I always love to give people a chance to talk about the employees, volunteers, and everybody who helps make them tick.
Yes, absolutely. It's so great that you mentioned that, Doug, because that was definitely something that drew me to this organization, the compassion of the employees. We are a small but mighty staff working to provide critical services in our community. And one thing that is so amazing about our team is that they're providing life skills and case management to the people that we serve. So they're really trying to provide more than just the program itself, so many facets that will help them overcome anything that they are struggling with and get them set and stability in housing as well as life. And I think that really sets us apart in the community. And we also couldn't do what we do without volunteers. It's a huge part of what we do at the shelter. We have many amazing groups who come in and help participate, whether it's cleaning, it's working on things in our backyard. And then also, we are always looking for weekend and holiday 3 hour shift volunteers at the shelter as well. So if that's something that anyone feels like calls to them, we have information on our website or any of our social media platforms. We're looking to expand that pipeline too.
I think one of the things that really stands out to me is that when people are in need of help, there is a big effort from Hope House to make sure that the kids are taken care of too. And obviously, you're trying to make sure that their parents are squared away with where they live. But I think there's special effort taken to make sure that the kids feel as little of that as possible, which might not be impossible to take that entire weight off of them. But anything you can do in that regard, I think, is very helpful.
Yes, that is absolutely true. So many people come together to support the youngest members of Hope House. Last year, 45% of the people that we served were children. And it's important for them to feel seen and cared for, make positive memories because they're also going through something that is difficult. We want them to feel included with their peers at school and within Hope House as well. So we definitely plan fun events around the holiday season, a Halloween, Easter, all of those things to just bring them a little joy to and help them in any way that we can. We're thankful for a recent donation we got of back to school items from the marathon
Mhm.
employees of new backpacks, a school outfit, new shoes. That's a really big deal and helps kids feel included and prepared for that first day of school.
Uh, Part of what makes Findlay and Hancock County feel special is the way that we rally around things like this, and so that's awesome to hear that the marathon employees did that. For anybody who might want to individually help, or maybe they want to get their business to donate or take part, what's the best way to get that process started?
The best way is to reach out to me. This is why I love what I do because I believe that there's a way for everyone to help, whether it's donating individually at a corporate level, choosing us to be your charity of choice for your employer, getting involved in a golf outing, or just advocating for what our mission is as well, because education is key. So we do have some simulations that we can do that is educational to your employees, especially people who are involved in mentoring and coaching
Mhm.
leaders, leading staff, your HR team, just a lot of, like you had mentioned, how people end up in homelessness. We're also here to educate. That's a huge part of our mission. So, what they can do is reach out to me or our website. Any social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we're kind of everywhere. And just have the conversation about what interests you and how you can get involved.
Well, speaking of that, and we'll wrap up here in a second, but that simulation, the I think barter for your breakfast. I don't know if that's the official title, but that's that's what we've called it internally. We've used that with our Hancock Youth Leadership kids before as well, and I think it's a very eye-opening exercise. I would. You could use it as a team building exercise within your
Mhm.
organization. I would highly recommend it. It's very interesting to take a look at.
Yes, thank you so much for mentioning that because it really gives you a different perspective. I think if you're not proximate to some of the situations of people who find themselves in homelessness, it's hard to understand, and it's something even in my line of work that throughout the growth of my career, I didn't understand as well. But you know,
Mhm.
the facets of poverty come from many different places and directions. And so when you understand it, you can do better in your day to day work to help people. And even if you're just helping one person gain stability, that matters.
Well, Ashley, we appreciate the work that you all do at Hope House, and thank you for taking time out of your afternoon to tell us a little bit more about it, and especially for being a member for 15 years here at the Chamber.
Thank you so much. As a newer member to the staff, I'm really enjoying all the chamber events. I had so much fun at the golf outing, meeting people the other day.
We threw you
So
to the
we're just
wolves on Monday, so we appreciate you taking
so
part there.
we're just grateful for the opportunity to continue this partnership and appreciate your advocacy of our mission as well.
Absolutely. Well, for Ashley, I'm Doug. Have a great afternoon, everybody.